Okay, so losing that cavalry unit was annoying, but I did get 1,000 additional recruits back, and 3,400 men. So I lost about 1,000. I got back about 4,400. So it's still a net gain, just not as good as it could have been, which is unfortunate. But we can live with that. So my next point is going to go into AO because I'm shooting to have as many brigades as possible at Shiloh. And this point is going to be absorbed by a brigade size increase.
Yes, sir.
And then the point after Stay Alert is going to be absorbed with the next point that will give me 15 brigades per division. Yeah. So there we go. So let's take a look. If I try to go into Stay Alert as it is right now, 17,761. Which actually isn't bad. I've got 11,757 men and 8 guns. But let's see if we can do better than that. So first thing to do is we're going to upgrade these guys to 24 pounders.
Sir, yes, sir!
And then I think we're going to disband all of our infantry units. You can see that our average recruit points have been pushed back down. And so a lot of these guys got a lot of experience during that fight. And so we are going to, again, normalize that experience across our entire force. And the reason I'm doing this, of course, is that when I go into Shiloh, I want all my brigades to be 1-star in Shiloh. That's the goal. Don't want any green troops. Even if it means sacrificing some possible 2-star brigades. But getting 2-star brigades by Shiloh is difficult, and yeah, I don't really care too much. Let's see where that puts the numbers. Alright, so we're down to 12,314 men. Assuming I basically bring nothing. So first thing I'm going to do is ramp these guys up. Back up to 500. And you can't pull the disband trick. Well, you can pull the disband trick with cavalry. The problem is that cavalry costs every time you build them, because there's a horse cost. Notice that I've got the guns, but it still costs money to bring these guys up.
Sir, yes, sir!
Actually, might even be cheaper to give these guys Colts, because we lost all of our palmettos. Yeah, I'll give these guys Colts. It's a little more expensive, but the difference is relatively minimal. The Colts are better. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. We need a solid core of infantry.
Sir, yes, sir! Sir, yes, sir!
$12,314, so no change so far. Actually, I wonder. I might have enough guns to put every fielded infantry brigade in with rifles. Let's see if we can pull it off. Oh. Oh. Oh, dadgummit. I bought these guys with farmers because I was distracted. Boo. Okay, let's try this again.
Yes, sir.
Yep, we're still okay. Which is interesting, considering. I went from 8 to 19 guns and it didn't apparently budge. But alright.
Yes, sir.
It says I'm only allowed 10 brigades. We'll see if we can squeeze in more than that. But right now, notice the numbers have only gone up to 13,190. So it's now 7,619 guns. So I'm better than 2-to-1 odds. I think because the Union in this battle is limited on the number of brigades, and so that causes problems for their scaling.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if adding these guys in actually makes a change
Yes, sir.
in how they're deployed. I bought a major I didn't need. Ah. It's alright. Ah, see, that bumped him up to 17,000. Yeah, we definitely don't want to do that. Let's see if it was adding McGowan or adding the others. 16,000. $14,000. $13,190. Wow. Okay. So this gives me 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So hitting that maximum brigade size did indeed give them a huge bump. The maximum number of brigades you can bring in. I wonder if adding an artillery brigade will have the same effect. We can use our major for that.
Yes, sir.
That was a pretty big effect. 6 guns and 600 men. The only problem with this setup is that this is a very thin line, only 5 brigades. See if this pushes it up. It probably will. By about the same number of men. I might be able to live with that. Particularly if I bump these guys up a little bit. It might not be worth it. Still 14,127. I can probably live with that. I have a very specific role in mind for that small brigade. Yeah, that's 8,519 guns. What this doesn't get me is another brigade of infantry.
Sir, yes, sir!
An extra brigade. Yeah, it's probably not worth it. That just adds another 500 men to their side. Just making sure that... Whoa, no, that adds way more. Could potentially go down to 1,000. Let's explore that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's 12,486. It was 14,127, so about 1,600. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, I dropped 1,000 men. They dropped about 1,600. So definitely, potentially worth it. Yeah, let's see what happens when we add another one. $12,934. I can probably live with that. That gives me 6 infantry brigades, 2 artillery brigades, and 2 cavalry brigades. That's 10 brigades right there. So if I wanted to add another infantry brigade, say 500 men equipped with Lorenzes, $13,472. It added 500 men. I guess it depends on whether or not I think that extra brigade is worth it. And if I can squeeze it in. I may not be able to squeeze it in. That would potentially be a problem. I'm gonna say no. Disband those guys. Actually, let's, yeah. Yeah, and plenty of supply. Yeah, this is what we're going to go into State Alert with. 6 infantry brigades, 2 cavalry, 2 artillery. Alright, thanks for watching, and I'll be right back with Stay Alert.